Okay. Good afternoon once again. I'll give chance to a person who would wish to pray for us this afternoon to give us an opening prayer. Thereafter, I'll share with you what we want to talk about this afternoon. I want to welcome all of you to this ICT lesson. Sorry, which has delayed a little. Can you get someone to play? Yes, Peter. Peter, I can start.
Let's humble ourselves for a word of prayer. Lord, we want to thank you for this day. We want to thank you for the gift of life. We ask you, Lord, that as we start our prayer, our lesson, may you go before us. May we understand, Lord, Father, King of Glory, everything that is going to be told. And we also ask you, Jesus, that you remind us as we are answering our final papers. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Peter. And I want to welcome all of you once again. I really didn't want to close everyone's microphone, but I'll be forced to do that for us to have no interruptions. And maybe, Peter, for now, I can give you the co-host rights such that you can be careful with the chat, just in case someone posts something very, very important. You can help me do that. And the fact that you have co-host rights, you can always open your microphone and speak anytime you want. You don't need permission. I want to welcome all of you once again, and thank you for that very wonderful opening prayer. This afternoon we'll be introducing Microsoft Excel. Unfortunately, we may not write so much because I really wanted us to go straight to a demonstration on how Microsoft Excel works, and some of the apps that can be very, very important for Microsoft Excel. And maybe before I even start, I wanted to remind you about what is important. I don't want to display this question paper. Maybe I'll close it for now. Unfortunately, my screen has a wallpaper that is funny, and I may not manage to change it right now. Don't mind about the poster that is displayed. I had to close it because someone attempted to read it. And maybe I can change and put the background color for now. You'll hold on a little as I do that. So I want to take you through what is required when you're answering practicals shortly before we can open Microsoft Excel itself that we are going to concentrate on for the next 2 hours. So I pray that for the time you've been on, I've been trying to see if you can manage to type in Google Sheet. Yes, some people have managed to put their work there. But for those who have failed to put, you're here to learn with us. And I want to congratulate whoever managed to put their work there. And those that didn't manage, we will go through it together. And I assume that for the time you've been there trying to try out especially that Google Sheet, you must have come across so many things. I pray that you write those questions down and you ask them at the right time. Now, what you're seeing here on my screen is called a desktop, and they can even ask you in paper one, what is a desktop? And the desktop, after the computer has started, is the first screen you see, and you can see that you're seeing that screen on my laptop. It has icons, it has files, like you can see some files on my screen, but you can also see some folders, and you can see program shortcuts. So once you're able to see that, then that is a desktop. Then on this desktop, even on our phones, we have desktops. And the desktop, normally what characterizes a phone's desktop is the time you see. If your phone is able to show you the time, the date, then you're on that phone's desktop and so on. And on the phones, we call it the main screen. So what you're seeing is my main screen, it's the desktop. And when you come to your name, You're going to be given a laptop, you're going to be given a computer, maybe any computing device. It could be a laptop, it could be a desktop. So the first thing you do is to create a folder, and the folder should be created in your full names, and I'm going to create mine here. Right click anywhere, create a folder, and this is how we create a folder. Rule number one, when you're creating a folder, everything has to be in capital letters. You write your name, and my name is Masaba Erisa. After that, writing your name, you put space and you write the personal number that the school has given you. Most in all schools, A-level registration number for students starts from 500. Your schools will explain that later, but it starts from 500. So it is 500-01. That is the first person in A-level. So I'm not going to call myself the first person. I can call myself the 26th person, 526. So this is a standard naming of a folder. Before it goes to your name, make sure you've renamed it so well like that. Capital letters, after your name, put space and put your registration number, the personal number. And it is malpractice if you write your name, then you write the center number. For example, I work with Mbale says, it is you 0051 slash, and slash is not even allowed, 526. That is malpractice. You're guiding whoever is going to mark your work that, you know what, I'm a student at Mbale says. Your name does not allow that. So remove that and put 526 like that. After that, go inside here, go inside your folder, open your folder. And when you open your folder, it should show you that this folder is empty. And it takes some time depending on how fast your computer is. And let me refresh it a little. And it takes a while and it will open. Only that this one is taking a little an abnormal time. And when it opens, go ahead and create files inside that folder. Yes, it will show you that this folder is empty. And inside that folder where it is showing you that this folder is empty, it will show you this message that this folder is empty. And once it shows you that, then don't send that folder to your name. Don't burn that folder on the CD. Make sure you put your work inside there. It should show at least 3 files, or 4 or 5, depending on how you've done your question. So go ahead and do the first question. And to start with, I'm going to put Microsoft Excel because it's the one we are going to look at. I'm putting Microsoft Excel, and maybe I will repeat how to put it. And I'm going to call it Senior 6 Lesson 1, like that. I have put a Microsoft Excel file. This is how you do it. Right-click inside your folder and come to New. After going to New, you will see a side menu, this other side, and it will have so many things. Create a folder, Microsoft Access, and so on. Go ahead and choose this one here. It's the one we are going to use for today's lesson. It's called Microsoft Excel Worksheet. Let me just click on it for demonstration and call it Senior 6 Lesson 2, like that. So make sure you create as many files as possible depending on the questions you're going to do. But for now, I'm only creating one. And this is a very key step, the one I have done. And you can do like that. It is the shortcut. And when you open your Microsoft Excel, double click on it like that. It will take some small time and it will open. I've created a file called Senior 6 Lesson 1 for Excel, and I want to open it. And when it opens, it will bring Excel loading and it will open. And once it opens, you go to the question paper and do exactly what the examiners want you to do. And this is the first option of opening Microsoft Excel. And when you open Excel, it looks like that. And we are going to try out as many sample questions as possible. Yes, Chirabo? Chirabo, your hand was up. Has it gone down? Okay.
Excuse me, Master.
Yes, Chirabo.
I beg your pardon on that point of creating a file.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that.
Yes.
Okay. When you open Excel, it will look like this. You people, Excel is the most exciting package any student in A-level should learn. I am very happy that we're introducing it today when you have about so many months to go to your final exams. The unfortunate bit in A-level is that when you're in senior 5, you're semi-candidate. So right now you become candidates and the time is almost gone. So you're lucky that we're introducing it today and have this skill with you until when you do mocks. I want to encourage you to do mocks with enough confidence. You see, when you do mocks, in most cases, it predicts what you're going to get. So we're introducing Excel today. It's very exciting. It is the easiest a student can do. And I pray that you pick a few skills here. Then when you go back to your schools, you start from there. I had showed the first option, opening a file using a folder directory, and I'm going to delete it like Chirab had requested to repeat. And I'm going to assume you saw how I created this folder, but maybe I will have to repeat even the folder for the sake of those who have just come in. And this is the folder I had created. I'm also deleting it such that we will start this again. And if you can, you have to write the steps down. And it's not good to have your computer with folders and files disorganized like you're seeing mine scattered everywhere. Always make sure you arrange your work so well. You right click in an empty space, come to view and click on auto arrange. Auto arrange, it will always try to arrange your files and folder like that. So I'm going to create a folder once again, right click and go to create a folder. These are now senior 6 candidates. I may not overemphasize this. The schools must have done that. I said when you're writing a folder, make sure you put everything in capital letters, like you're seeing me write like that. I'm using Masave Erisa because it's my name here. And put space, then you add your personal number. In A-level, personal numbers start with 500. So I'm picking 576 for now. And after opening your folder like that, I have opened the folder, you can see. Double click to open this folder. And when you open this folder, it will obviously be open. I mean, it will obviously be empty, like you can see it's empty on my screen here. So step 1, right click inside this empty folder and go to new, then create Microsoft Excel down there. And on it, give it a file name. UNEB will always guide you on which file name to use. But me, I'm using Senior 6 lesson 1, like that. After that, double click on this and open it. Now, if you're writing in the chat, unfortunately, I will be unable to read because I can't keep opening there. But just in case your question is very burning, just put up your hand straight and you'll be given permission to say what you want to say. Don't allow us to move so many steps and you take us back if you've not picked something. So that is the first way of opening Excel. The second way, it is the longer option, but it is also very important for a candidate who is preparing for exams to know that longer way as well. Go to the start menu. Go to the start menu and can I help with the question in the chat? Yes, you can read. You can read for me the questions in the chat if they are there. I was saying you can go to start menu click on start. Start menu will appear like that. Then just write in the word Excel. Write in the word Excel and Microsoft Excel will always appear up there. Depending on the version you're using, like me, I'm using Microsoft Excel 2013. So you just click on it. And when you click on it, it will always open like the previous way, but this is slightly longer. So when it opens, you choose a blank workbook. There are so many things here, but pick a blank workbook. And when you pick a blank workbook, it will still take you to Microsoft Excel straight away like that. However, I would like to discourage this option because it doesn't straight away save your work. Previously, mine was saved straight away, just in case power goes. So I would discourage that. So do what I said, open a folder. Inside the folder, create a file there, and then you put your work inside there and open. And we are going to start from there. And on the phone, we use WPS. Unfortunately, WPS is on the phone. I don't have it here on my laptop, but we'll see how to use WPS going forward. And I want to encourage you to use WPS. Then you'll send your work on WhatsApp. Then I'll go through to mark. Your Excel will open and it will look like that. And I'm going to go through the basics a student needs to know in Microsoft Excel, the basics. And before I talk about the basics, can I demonstrate WPS on phone before, or we do that towards the end of the lesson? Can I get that one here before we can proceed? Before that, as I get to hear that, Peter, is there anything in the chat I have to look at? Peter, I can't hear you.
There is nothing, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate how to just open WPS on a phone. But out of experience, every time we do this, students get out of the meeting and they can't come back because they fail to come back to the meeting, or maybe because of their phone space, or maybe because of any circumstances. So what you can do, make sure you know where you're going to get the link that will bring you back to the meeting, just in case you go out of the meeting. So I'm going to open my phone. I'm just showing you how WPS on the phone looks like for you to open and get, if you're looking for Microsoft Excel specifically. So someone who has just joined, you don't have to worry. So WPS has to be looked for. You look for WPS, normally it's among the last folders because of its file name, WPS, and you can see it is somewhere there, WPS Office. So I will tap on it to open it, and when you're opening, it takes some small time. And I beg that you don't hurry to open because it may bring you out of the meeting. And you may bring any message like this. These are adverts when you're connected to the internet. Don't hurry to click anywhere because this is a free application. So always just close. There is a close button up there in the corner. I don't know if you can see it. Just close. Click up there and close. And all these ones, ignore them because they're also advertising. They want to get some money. So give it time to load like that. Don't set until you see this plus. There is this plus here, you see. There is that plus. It's called create, or it has a plus. Very, very important. And once you see that, you'll be good to go. It's around here. And if you've not seen it, continue clicking back until you see it. And once you see that, I'm going to click on that plus. When you click on plus, it will bring several file options. The first one you're seeing is called Doc, and that is Microsoft Word. Second one is PPT, and that is Microsoft PowerPoint. The next one is XLS, and that is Microsoft Excel or Spreadsheet. So we are going to use that very one. There are three of them here. There is this, there is that, there is that, but we will use this. So click on that and it will take you, it will ask you, do you need a blank one or you want to use spreadsheet templates? I'll pick a blank document and it will take me to a new spreadsheet that will look like that. And if you want to have a better experience, rotate your phone such that it is in landscape. When you rotate your phone, it will have a very good experience, like almost on a computer, something like that. Then you can do everything we can do with the laptop here. And I always encourage students that when you have your phone, don't do a lot of WhatsApp, don't do a lot of Facebook and TikTok. For a student who is doing ICT, your phone can give you all the 60 marks in paper 2 because it has Microsoft Word, it has Excel and PowerPoint. And those are the questions we encourage students in high school to do. Make sure you're familiar to all of them. Make sure you're familiar to all of them and do, and the phone can do that for you. So later on, I'll demonstrate how to save the file on WPS, but after the demonstration. So if there is any question, ask for a phone, or if there is no question, I want to stop sharing my phone screen here for now and we continue with the laptop. Any question? Make sure you put your hand up if there is any question, or if there is no, I'll close my phone at that point.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Someone is asking for pardon in the chat.
About what? I'll let the person be clear, specific rather, such that we know where to start from. As that person is getting ready, this is Microsoft Excel and it looks like that. And I'm going to take you through quickly how it looks like. It has these boxes you're seeing. These boxes are called cells. You can see there are many of them. There are many of them. And when you scroll through, there are really many. And we have letters moving from A up to so many letters. Each letter is representing a column. For example, where I'm standing, it is in C. This is D, this is E, and there are so many. And I don't know if any of you has ever interacted with Microsoft Excel. If you've ever interacted, tell me which one is the last column in Microsoft Excel. See, when you reach Z, anyone would think maybe it ends on Z. But when you reach Z, another column starts AA, then AB, AC, like that. And maybe someone can post in the chat which one is the last here, but there are so many. And there are so many up to this side. Has anyone ever interacted with Excel before? And you can tell us how many columns are there. For example, when you move, I've reached K, I've reached L. So they can't, there are so many. And if you want to get to the last one, you press Control, then the direction key. It ends here. Yeah, this is the end of our Microsoft Excel columns. It ends around there. You can't go beyond that. So it ends on XFD, whoever was trying to try that. It ends, it doesn't, it is not endless. It ends on XFD. There are so many, those are many columns. You can't move and reach there. So our first column is A, and it moves up to XFD. You'll not finish all that. People who work with NIRA, the one who deal with our database, are the ones who would attempt to finish it, but you can never finish it. Then when going down, these are rows. This is the first row, this is the second row, third row, and there are so many rows also. There are so many rows, and I've been quiet a little about the chart, and if you're not knowing what you're doing here, excuse us, just get out of the meeting. And this is ICT specifically. And if you're doing submath, get back to WhatsApp and get that link, and it will take you there. And if you're in another class, you're just in a wrong class. So stop asking us which subject will really get us to delay here. And the last time I see such messages, I'll just close the chat such that we can focus. I'm in row 255. And also these rows are so many. I've reached 300. And to get to the last one, you press Control and then you press down. Control, then the downward arrow. And this is the last row. And those who can read for us, it is, I think, which number is this? I think it's 1,448,576 rows. There are so many. You can't finish them. So if you finish, this is the first row. It is up there. That is the first row. This is the first row, first column. So the first row, first column is called A1. A1 means you're in the first column, first row. And that is called the cell address. That is the cell name. It's the cell address, giving your cell a name. So I have just told you that that is cell A1, meaning 1 is representing a row and the A is representing a column, like that. So this is very important because we are going to use it when we are performing our calculations. So make sure you know how to name the row. For example, can someone name for me this row? I'm going to write there something, and I request that you name it. Unfortunately, my name for us the row where the word boy has been written. This is who? Mark Henry. You can proceed. Which row is that? This other name is what? Tell us where that, tell us the name of this row. I've written there the word boy. This is, yes, proceed. I can't hear you. Or we give mirroring. You can start from there. I've written there the word boy, and I want you to tell us that row. Then we have junior. These names are hard today. Who has seen that?
It's E6.
It is C6.
E6, E.
It is E, okay. She's telling us it is E6. Anyone who can try again? I'm talking about this. Just told us it is E6. Do we have any other person? I'm putting down all your hands. And if you want to give us an alternative name to that, you put up your hand again. Yes, Jesse? Are you having a different name?
It's F9.
It's F9, okay. Oh, okay. So you're naming a different one, unfortunately, but you have also passed it. So where I've written boy is E6, and where I've written E6 down here Like just as said, it is F9. So that is how we name this. We are going to see how important they are. So that is one. Two, when you finish to write your work and this work is now full, the whole of this is full, it means you have finished to work with sheet 1. So you go to sheet 2. These are like pages. So this is a different page, and you can see, I can put, maybe let me make something here red for you to know that this is a different sheet. I've made that one yellow, and I've gone to this one. You'll find that it is totally blank. It is empty. So this is like the first page. This is like the second page. It brings me to one question UNEB likes so much. UNEB says, get your work like in Microsoft Word, and they say, get it from page 1, copy it and paste it to page 4 or page 3. Now in Excel, they will tell you, pick your work from sheet 1 and paste it to sheet 2 or sheet 3 or sheet 4 like that. So it's very important for you to know that the sheets are also down there. Of course, we may not exhaust everything in one day, but I feel I've talked about the basics. Allow me try out one question and for you see. One of the questions I can try out, it could be, you may be given a question like this. I'm going to open a question paper here. And there are so many things you have to be careful with. I had put a notes here. The first one is saying always use the right app. And the second one says don't use a calculator and then feed the results. Many students use a calculator, like we're going to see. In case you've been instructed to draw a graph, we'll also see that. So I'm going to share these tips with you on WhatsApp so that you read through slowly. But I want all your attention to be taken to question number 1. Question number 1 reads, and it says, the table below shows employers of Hilton Hardware Product Uganda Limited, and they're telling us the workshop uses the following information to compute the employees' remuneration. So this one means they've told you that at a certain hardware company, they are telling us that they have these employees, people they employ, the people they work with, but they use the following criteria to give them their salary. And what is your task? The task is always down here. Enter the above data into a spreadsheet. So at that point, you open your spreadsheet and enter this data. But before you enter the data, always read through down here until you see the word save your work under your name. It's very, very important. How are you going to save your work? It's very important. For question 1, they are saying save it under your name. For question 2, they are saying us that save it as BK Limited. For question 3, they are saying save your work as exam. Then I see question 3 here. They are saying, I think here, I did not capture how to save it. They are saying save it. Sometimes if it's not under instructions, it is always up here. So they are saying save it as result. So the first question that I'm going to do, they have told me to save it as my name. So I come to my folder. And right click. I'll right click like this and create a new file of Excel because they are telling me to save it under my name. So you save it as your name like that. So I have created a file called my name and I am opening it because I want to do the other question, number 1, because they are telling me I save it as my name. So I'll do that. You give it some small time and it opens. After it has opened, you go back to the question and start to enter this information. So the information has to be entered here. And you can see that the first information is, now someone should write for me this down such that I remember them when I'm writing. The first one is employee, those headings. There is employee, age, basic salary, allowances, and overtime. Make sure you write for me that down, and I write them this side. Okay, the first one, yes, Linde, Morris. Any problem?
No, I will read for you. I've taken a screenshot.
Okay, the first one is employee. The next one?
Let me get this to the screenshot.
Okay, so what we are doing is that we are getting the other table and put it in Excel. So the first one we have put employee. Now in Excel, you don't draw tables. They've drawn them for you. You can see here. There's employee here, the next one, the other one, like that. Then you start filling in the information down here. Are you ready?
Yes.
The next one is
Age.
age, yes.
Basic salary.
Basic salary, yes.
Allowances.
Allowances, yes.
Overtime.
Overtime.
Yes.
Overtime, like that. So now you can see that, thank you. You can see that whoever is asking, the language is English. So you can see that the word employee is not fitting here. It means this column space is small. So if the column space is small, you put your cursor in between A and B and drag and drop to increase that column width. So I've increased and you can see it's fairly big enough. So I start to put that information, and even basic salary has issues. I do the same. Then even allowance and overtime, like that. Read for me the names. Alinda must have gone. Do we have any other person who took a screenshot? Okay. For the purposes of time, someone is using iPhone. Yes, give us.
Let me go to the screenshots.
Okay.
Wadega Paul as
Wadega
Wadega.
Paul. Age is what?
52.
52, yes.
Let me see the amount. 1,200,000. Is it? Yeah, 1,200,000.
1,200,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Then
that
allowances,
is
70,000.
70,000. Yes.
Overtime, it's 40,000.
40,000. Okay. Because of time, I may not write everything. I'm just going to copy it from this side. I pray it allows me to copy. Let me just try. If it doesn't, we'll go the normal way. Pray it allows me to copy. It pastes them wrongly. I'm going to copy it directly from Microsoft Word, where I designed this from, because of time. Now, because of exams, for you, you might not manage to copy. You have to type everything the hard way. And because I'm not having a question paper, I really can't break people reading for me. I'm going to open it here and paste it the other side directly. But typing this table like you saw, all those are marks. They can give you 5 marks for typing it correctly. Type the names correctly, the age correctly, and once the table has been typed correctly, I deleted the marks intentionally because sometimes it demotivates students. You may find drawing all this table, they have put only 2 marks, so you're demotivated. So I'm going to paste everything here such that we move a little bit fast. So because I already had this table in my Excel, and yeah, I've just copied it here. So you're supposed to put Wadega Paul 52, like that girl has given us. The salary is 1.2 million and this and that. So this question paper is here. And they are telling us that to get the first mark, enter the above data into spreadsheet. And I always encourage my students to have their blue pen with them every time they go to UNEB or every time they come to do a practical. So everything you finish, you tick. So I am ticking this at least to show that I have finished it. Okay. Yeah, I've ticked that. So you'll find marks alongside it. Don't tick anything you've not done. It helps you when you're collecting marks after you've finished the question. For example, the next question they are saying, assume each employee started working at the age of 23 years. Compute the number of years spent in the service for each year. If this is hard, don't tick. Come to the next one and tick that I have finished this, but this one I didn't do. It will guide you when you're cross-checking your work. So it's very important to know that. So I'm going to tick this. I have already put this information in Excel. Now, the second thing I want you to know is that Microsoft Excel is too powerful. Microsoft Excel is too powerful. Yes, iPhone, that girl didn't give me the name. Is there any question? Or the hand, you forgot it down? I mean, you forgot the hand up?
No. Excuse me, teacher.
Mm.
Don't they give you support files?
Yeah, if they've given you support files, you use the support files. But this particular question had not given the support file. So what happens if the support file is provided? Well and good. And if it is not provided, you type in manually. So I will assume they didn't give us the support file and we'll proceed. So I wanted to tell you that Excel is very, very powerful. But before I show you what it can do, let me demonstrate something here. You people gave me your information earlier in the lesson, in the morning, and your information was captured here. I wanted to make use of that to show you what Microsoft Excel can do. And your information is here. Just in case you did not fill in your information, I want to demonstrate using this for now. So your information is here, and the people were filling in whatever was closer to them. And I must say this was very good work. So I'm copying this and put it in my Excel here and make use of it. This is the information you gave me in the morning. If we had time, we would have repeated this, but it will take us a lot of time. I'm interested in only your marks of mathematics, SST, English, and science. So the rest, allow me to delete them. Or maybe I can duplicate. I'm duplicating and creating a new page here such that I put my duplicate here. Even if I spoil this one, I can always have a copy. So I don't need anything else. People were saying they're from Uganda, Wakiso, and so on. So I'm deleting all that such that I remain with SST, English, and science. Have you ever imagined, like if you want to get total, the totals for Wima, Mukivi, Calvin, Microsoft Excel has a formula. It has a formula. For example, we are going to get the total for this first student who has if you have a calculator, give us that total. Let me just zoom in for you to see. The first one is, if you have a calculator near there, add for us 60 plus 75 plus 80 means 68 plus 78. Give us that total. You can put it in the chat and we see that total. And we are going to see Excel can predict that total. immediately. If you have a calculator, do that. If you don't have a calculator, you can try to use Sidework. Someone has, this is the Daisy Agatha, 281. I'm just writing it there temporarily to confirm. Now, in Excel, you don't need a calculator. You don't need that. You need to put a formula, and this is what makes Excel very beautiful. You're supposed to put a formula, and every formula you put in Excel, you must start with equal sign. So I'm going to write for you a formula. You write is equals, you tell us the first mark is in which cell name. That first mark 60 is in which cell name, and I showed you how to name cells. You write the column letter first, then the row letter, and someone should put for us that column name. 60 is in which column name? Yes, C2, Agatha has confirmed it. So you write is equals C2. Then you write plus. Plus, the next one is D. SST is in D2. D2. Plus the next one is E2. The next one is F2. And that is the most hardest thing in Excel. If you can learn where I got that from, is the most hardest. So prepare all your questions and ask. C2 plus D2 plus E2 plus F2 is the formula you use to add all the 4 subjects. And when you press enter, it will give you the answer as 281, like predicted by the group that wrote in the chat. And what makes Excel very powerful is that you write the formula once, and you write the formula once and double click here like that, and it will bring all the remaining results for you. Now, Arinda, your marks are scattered. Let me just copy them up here. Arinde, Morris. Let's put them here. And you'll be number 25, like that. And you see that Daniel didn't give us any information, and it gets 0. But let me show you how powerful this Excel is. I'm going to pardon whoever is worried. I'm going to pardon. I'm putting for Daniel 67 here. Take note of what is going to happen to that 0. It becomes 67 immediately. 34, it adds immediately. You see, I'm putting for this boy some values. Let me give him some 12 here, and it will give him the total such that we all have some marks. Even our team had some issues, or maybe your team didn't do one of the subjects. Let me assume he didn't do, I give him a 0, 0, like that. So it's very powerful. Excel is very powerful, and I pray that you love it. Someone was saying, pardon, I'm going to repeat. I'm deleting this. I said to get the total, you write is equals. Is equals is very compulsory when you're writing any formula in Excel. Is equals the first column, which is C2, plus the second column, which is E2, is D2, plus, if you can't recall these column names, you just click on it. It will tell you that that was E2. If you don't know this, you just click on it like that. Then you press enter. This formula is very powerful. Let me put it in the chat. Do you use capital letters? Not necessarily. Yes, Calvin.
What about if you tend to use this formula whereby you say equals sum, then you open the brackets, then you select C2, then D2, then E2, then F2, then you close the bracket, then you press enter. I think you kind of also basically get to work.
Okay, I think that one is very, very perfect. It works, though it's not for beginners, but we are going to try that out. Thank you, Calvin. That one is a good one. And in Excel, Now I'm going to open the microphones. I'm tired of opening people's microphones. If you have any question, you ask, but close the microphones. Don't keep opening them when you don't have what to say. Let's start with the Alinda. Your microphones are open.
Master, I was trying to ask what is the difference between a formula and a function?
Your microphones are open. I didn't hear Alinda's question. Calvin, you can proceed. Is it my network? Are people still able to hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, maybe we won't wait for them. Okay, provided you're able to hear. And I said at this point you double click and it will bring the totals for the remaining people. If you don't want to double click, then you do what we call auto feeding. Drag and drop like this up to the last one down here, like that. It will bring for you the remaining. Okay, any questions? That is auto feeding. Now, I want to show you how this formula works. For example, if you have 3 and you have, like when you go to the computer lab, don't always stress yourself with the calculator in the computer lab. A computer, a laptop, any computer can do everything you want in mathematics, provided you know how to use Excel. For example, I want to add 2 numbers, 7 plus 6, 7 plus, okay, let me use 3, 3 plus 8. What is the answer? 3 plus 8. When you add 3 plus 8, yes, Jesse, you can go on as I get that answer. 3 plus 8.
So
Jesse, what is it?
someone asked that. What was that? What is the difference between a function and a formula?
I didn't want to get there. I will get there. That's why I have not talked about Calvin's submission.
Okay.
For the beginners, those 2 things will confuse all of us. Someone has said 11. Okay. How do you get 11? There is 3 here. There is 8 here. Just go in any column and write that formula. And you say is equals, 3 is in which column? I want to see people write in the chat here. 3 is in which column? That is, I what? Someone has written I. It is J, not I.
J5.
Yes,
J5.
J5. Okay. You write J5 plus 8 is in K. K what?
K6.
K6, correct. K6. And you press enter, it will give you the answer. I'm deleting this column because it's confusing students. This number for numbers. Just delete it. It was not helping us at all. So for example, if you want to, can someone multiply for me 3 times 11? What is the answer? 3 times 11? The answer is 32. And how do you get that answer? 3 is in J, 3 is in I. I what?
13.
3 is in what?
I13.
3 is I5. 5. Yes, I5. So you get 3 and multiply. Multiplication looks like that. And I'm multiplying it with 11. And 11, remember, is in K. K10.
10.
Yes, that. So what am I doing? I'm multiplying 3 times 11. And the answer will be 33. if I want to add everything here, or if you want to get the square root, or if you want to get the mean, the mode, the median, the range, standard deviation, all those mathematical things, the computer knows them. And it is done in Excel. So for example, if I want to subtract now, let me bring the hardest. When you get 33 minus 8, what is the answer? 33 minus 8.
25.
Let's try and see. Is equals. Who can write for me that formula? Put the hand up. Is this iPhone wanting to give us that formula?
Sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Could you please pardon on the multiplication part?
I multiply for you which one? I can multiply it right now.
Done for I. Where there's 33. The I
is what?
I13.
Is it I13? No, it's not 13. It's I5.
Where is it?
3 is in
No.
5.
Yeah. 33. I said 33.
Oh, you said 33. Okay, that is I what? I13, correct. Times. We use that star. You want it to be multiplied by what? The iPhone has gone off. Okay. But you can multiply 33 by 5. 33 by 5 gives us the answer as what? 165. You can multiply. I wanted us to subtract 33. So 33 is in I13. I wanted us to subtract 8 from that. 8 is in J6. And someone had given us the answer already as 25. So Excel is fun. It's very exciting. I pray that you know how to use, especially if you can help me and learn how to use the 4 operations in Excel. We've seen multiplication, we've seen addition, we've seen subtraction. It is only division we've not tried. Let me divide 33 divided by 8. What is the answer? It must have a point. 33 divided by 8. Someone should use a calculator. 33 divided by 8.
It's 4.125.
Okay, let's confirm if it's 4 point. Okay, so it will be I13 divide by we use a slash, divide by 8. 8 is in J6. And the answer is 4.125. Is that the answer? The one you had?
Yeah.
Yes, so computer can do this for us. And if you've finished delete, you can also delete. Click on it, then remove. Remove. So I'm removing everything like that. And those, you can remove everything like that. So we've gone the total for these students' marks and so on. We can do so many things here. We can even get the average. We can get the average. The average is you get all this divided by the number of times. These are 4. So it will get this total divided by 4. And remember our total is here, F2. So to get the average, we get F2 and we divide it by 4. Like that. And you do it for the remaining students. You double click there and it will do for us. You can do anything here. There are so many ways you can do these formulas. I pray you love doing these formulas. Like Calvin had said, you can use a function. I'm not using a function here. In the next lesson, we'll concentrate on a function. But here, I want you to use formulas just. For example, can someone tell me what I can do? I'm seeing that apart from this author who could have had a problem over, I didn't want students to write these marks. Let me use this. Let me remove for him. Can't get 100 in all. Eh? It's terrible. Okay. When you look at these values, There are so many people who had got 100. Okay, let me ignore that. Can someone give me a formula that can add on every student 5 marks in English? And I'm putting the formula, I'm putting here, bonus, I'm calling it bonus. Every student of English, I'm adding them 5 marks. Maybe I've realized the paper was very hard. So write that formula in the chat. Is equals the value the student has got. For example, this is 68. I want to add 5 marks to it. So I'll get is equals, where is the English first mark? That is the what? Yes, is equals cell 5, the cell plus 5. Yes, Maurice, someone has already given us here. This was what? Genera. I don't know how to pronounce that name as well. Maurice, do you want to give us that formula? Someone should open, just as passed it down here. Someone should open the microphone, and at least I want to hear people speak here. You may be copying from AI.
It's equals the cell which is D2.
Yes, D2. I don't know why Bridget has used, was that Bridget or who has used the D1? Someone should do. The person who is using iPhone, now you're failing to name those values, and never write a formula without equal signs. Just add that, remove that D1 and put the correct one. Yes, D2.
Plus 5.
Yes, is equals D2 plus 5. That one means on every value that is going to be found in D2, we are adding on it 5 marks. And what will be the first answer? 68 plus 5 is what? Someone who has a calculator should save us. These are hard things.
65 plus 8 is 73.
73,
Yeah, right.
sir.
Write it in the chat. Yeah, 73. Someone is saying no brackets. Yes, we don't put brackets for now. You see, brackets are very good for things that involve negatives. But if they're not negatives, don't so much fear. Let's confirm. I want to click. Are you all sure it's 73 or you're changing before I click here?
It's 73.
It's 73.
Yes, 73, correct. And the next one is what? The next one is 70 plus 5 is what? I thought that is obvious.
75.
Yes, 75. Yes. The next one is what?
94.
Yes, correct. 94. The next one is what? Okay. You can autofill for all of them.
Yeah, autofilling.
For all of
Than one.
Don't have, sorry?
Autofilling.
Yes, autofilling will be the best. It can't autofill here. I don't know why it is not autofilling automatically, but let me just drag and drop. So this is 74. This is 101. These ones that got extreme and so on. Yeah, so something like that. What if you realize that they cheated mathematics, students who entered the exam with books? So I'm going to
So I beg your pardon on where you click and the whole column is filled at once.
It is here. Let me open for you. I want you to be very careful with that 73. Are you seeing that 73? Where 73 is? Let me first delete these other values. Are you seeing after putting your formula like that? Then you press enter, it brings 73. Now, you put your focus here. When you look at this cell that I have not clicked, there is no point this other side that is breaking. There is nothing breaking here. But when you look at where there is 73, there is something breaking at the corner here. But others are not breaking. Yeah, so you take your cursor up to that point where it is breaking, and indeed the cursor will also change automatically from a big cross to a small black cross. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, you double click at that point. Unfortunately, mine is not allowing to double click, or you click and hold and drag and drop. This process is called autofilling. Like that. It's like a breakable point. Don't again put this side, don't put anywhere. Put at that breaking point. It will always do for you the magic. I want to punish everyone who did mathematics. I'm going to take away 15 marks from them. Whoever did math, I have got information that they cheated. So I'm removing 15 marks from each student. Can someone give me that formula?
C2 minus 15.
It is
It's
equals
C2.
C2
Mathematics.
equals.
Yes, mathematics. Is it C?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is B2.
Yes, B2 minus
15.
Yes, B2 minus 15. I'm taking away 15 marks from them. And what would be the first answer?
60.
How many?
45.
Huh?
45. 45.
Okay. Yes, 45. The next one is what?
74.
Yes, 74, like that. Okay. Let me just autofill. You may not have time to. Okay, something like that. So you can do anything. Excel is very, very good. It's very exciting. You can divide, you can do anyone in Excel. So I want to get back to the right question that we're supposed to do. We are doing this question. We are doing this question here of Excel. Or anyone had a question before I get back to the question? Is there any question the other side where we were? And I want to assume there is no question. Now, look at question number 2. They are telling us, assume each employee started working at the age of 23 years. Now, this is not even scaring at all. They just write the things to scare us, but it's the normal things we've been doing the other side. Assume each employee started working at the age of 23 years. Compute the number of years spent in service for each employee. So these employees came at 23 years old, and now they've grown. You're seeing Paul is now 52. You're seeing this last person is in Nsubuga Ivan. Maybe Nsubuga Ivan has just joined. You can see that he's now 2 years old in the company. He also started at 23, he's now 25. So it's just 2 years old in the company. And then can someone tell us Luvega, Viv? This is Luvega Joseph. How old has this one stayed at the company? Is now 29.
6 years.
Yes, 6. Is it? Yes, 6 years. So how are you getting that? We are going to come here to our table and we call a new column here and we call it total years. We are going to say, or maybe we call it years spent at the company. These are the years spent at the company. And we want to start with the first person. So what will be the formula? Yes, best
Equals.
Give us equals
B2
B2
yes
minus 23.
minus 23.
B2.
Correct. And this will be 29 years. And you double click here for the remaining people, like that. So you realize that the youngest person here is what? Is Nsubuga Ivan, just 2 years old at the company, with the person who has served here for long. Who has served for longer yet? Let me see.
David.
Where is David?
Oh,
David has
Yovan.
yeah, David is younger. Yeah, there is this who is now 55.
Makwasi Jovan.
Jovan, yes. That one has served for 32 years at the company. Maybe he's their CEO now. You can't be this older. And Ivan is your boss. It's hard. So when you've been given this company, try to use that formula and assess who should be given which responsibility. You can see how Excel can be fun. So then the next question, I think, is anyone having any question on this? I think this was easy. The next question, now allow me to tick this. I have finished this. This one is done. The next one is saying, calculate the tax for each employee at 15% of their basic pay. You see, every person who receives salary, they remove the tax. That's where we get the roads and the hospitals and so on. So here the tax is a bit expensive, 15% of the basic salary. So you're supposed to come and write here tax. Write their tax and give it 15% of the basic pay. Tax and make it 15%. So is equals 15%, you write 15% of means they're getting 15% and multiply it with the basic salary. And remember, basic salary is C2. Now that is where Excel becomes a bit hard interpreting. So at that point, you press enter and that is the tax. It's a bit much money, but that is how the question wanted it. That is the tax. I'm putting this in the chat for those who have feared the formula.
Excuse me.
Mm.
Someone in the chat is asking you to repeat the years spent at the company.
Real. That one has just come. We said the years spent at the company, let me call it years. And I said is equals the years, which was we are starting with all, so it's B2, and we take away 23. 23 means the year they joined the company. So that is how we got the 29. Now, it's hard for me to know where the person got lost from, but that is what he requested. I've repeated. Get B2 and take away that. Does that answer the person's problem? Okay.
Yeah.
The tax is a bit hard, but you've seen how you do it. 15% of that. Then the next question is saying, compute the gross pay for each employee. Gross pay. Now this one is mathematics. Gross pay. What is gross pay? Or maybe the question I've picked is slightly funny, but I'll give you this. You're going to use this for your exercise on your phones, but I'm using one that requires us to use a lot of brain. You're going to try this on your phones. So gross pay means the total amount of salary you receive when they've not removed the tax. You've heard of science teachers, they get 4 million, but when you remove the tax, they end into around 2 million, 0.9, about 3 million, almost a million point something is spent on the taxes. So gross pay is all the salary. Gross pay is all the money that person receives, all of it added together without putting what? The salary, the tax rather. The salary you get, the transport allowance, treatment allowance, housing, all this money added together is what we call the gross pay. So the formula is equals, get this first one, which is C2, that is the basic pay, plus the person's allowance, which is D2, then plus overtime. Those who work overtime, E2, like that. Someone is saying it includes tax. I really didn't want to get there. I'm not really sure. I think it includes tax, but I'm not really sure because we've already deducted the tax. We've already deducted the tax from the basic salary. So I didn't want to add that, but someone has made an observation that it includes tax. But because we are learning this, I'm not teaching mathematics, I'm teaching computer. So if you're to include tax, you just add G2 like that. It would have added the tax and it will look like that. But me, I don't want to add tax and I don't want to invite questions saying whether we put this or that, no. I'm just not putting the tax, but if you analyze the question and realize it needs tax, just add taxes in G2. But I'm not adding tax for now. So I will autofill like that. So in the remaining time, we may not do a lot. I wanted us to get online and we try out something together. I'm going to share a link that is going to take us to that work. And you're going to get from me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think I'm not in a group. Someone sent me a link.
Now, these groups are full. And if you missed to join, don't struggle with the top groups. Suggesting you join either group B or C or D. Those groups have space, unless your question is different. And just in case you fail to join, I'm leaving my number in the chat here for you to remind me, and I can add you myself manually.
All right.
Number is there. So I'm going to put this question. Are you seeing this number 2? This number 2 here, it has compute the total marks for each student. Isn't this possible? Compute. We can do that. Someone is going to do for us that. Then compute the average for each student like that. Even this is the same. So I'm going to put for us this online. Then you go and put a formula. I will be here to see. And I'm using the same link we used in the morning, only that I'm putting the work on sheet 3. Even sheet 3 has work already. Okay, sheet 3 has work. Let me see sheet 6. Sheet 6 has. Okay, let me create a new sheet and call it trial. I'm going to call it trial. You're going to check on your phones and go and look for a link called trial. Don't know where it's going. Okay, let me rename it as trial. Yeah, as questions keep coming in, if there is any question. This is very slow. I'm renaming it as Senior 6 trial. Look for that work. Let me just carry it at the first sheet here, such that it will be the first. And you're going to try out for me this. I think let's use the question number 4 because it's a bit bigger. This one here. What I want is you to fill in the total, average, and so on. I'm putting it here. Yeah, I'm putting it here. So you're going to go on your phones and write in a formula that will give me the total. Now, don't autofill. I beg, don't autofill. You allow your friends to also try out. Just put a formula. You can choose that me, I'm handling maybe Kato, I'm handling maybe who. Let everyone fill a formula at least. Let everyone fill a formula at least. For example, me, I am putting in for Fiona, and the formula will be is equals, for Fiona is B. Now someone has already gone where? Oh, for Fiona is equals B. This is B7 plus C7 plus CD7 plus E7, like that. Then you press enter. It will give me the answer. Now it is attempting to autofill. Don't autofill, just put a formula and keep quiet. Otherwise, if you autofill, your friends won't get a chance to try. You can actually get the total for Fiona, also get the total, I mean the average for Fiona. I will teach you how to get permission, how to get position. So I'm going to share with you this. Let me share this link in the chat. I'm sharing this link in the chat. Tap on it. And I want to see if I can make it open such that you don't need to have permission to edit. I'm making everyone who has this link to be able to edit directly. I'm putting it in the chat. Tap on it, get to that sheet. I can see many people have already entered. Those are the names I'm seeing up there. Then those who have not entered, I'm putting this link in the chat. Go there, open with Google Sheets, and fill in that. We'll come back here. I'll demonstrate how to use WPS, and I'll give you work to do in your group when you go back to your phones. I see so many people have entered. There is Dragon, someone using Dragon. Let's use the right names. I'm seeing Giraffe. These names are hard. Dragon many times. At least I've seen Moses. Moses has entered. Yeah, Praise is also here trying to do some work. Maurice has also successfully reached here. And Kaola, then I'm seeing Leopard. And when you realize that your friend is typing there, don't also type there. And how do you know that your friend is typing there? You see the places highlighted. Like me, I'm on Scovia. I'm typing around Scovia's work. That's why you're seeing my cursor highlighted there. I know that this is pass. Your name is here. You're not using. Then Praise is working on Samuel's work here. So Praise maintains Samuel's work. I'm seeing someone. I think this must have been Brofish. These names are hard. When you're writing any formula, use equal signs. Use equal signs. How do you enter? You click on it. You double click on it. I gave you this work to try in the morning. You would have mastered. What is happening? People have gone to put formulas in Excel for you. Who is just coming? I don't know. And if you're stuck, let me know. Someone has put a wrong formula and it can't work. Okay, if you're stuck, you get back to the meeting and speak. Open the microphone and let me know where you're stuck from. I'm left out, wasn't? Oh, Kirabo now was not in the morning. No, just click on that link and proceed. When you click on the link, what does it bring? I'm pasting the link again in the chat. Everyone is getting error apart from one person. Come back in the meeting and speak where your problem is. Let me see. The challenge is that you've not put your names, so I can't read your name. Someone who is using Leopard Success has finally done this successfully. Go ahead and get the average.
Excuse me,
Then,
sir.
That is who?
Best. When I tap
Yes.
on the link, I'm there, but I cannot
Mm.
try it.
Oh, are you seeing where they are saying open with app?
Open with app.
Yes, open with an app.
Yes.
Just click on that, then open it with Gundi with the Google Sheets. I told you to download Google Sheets early.
Okay.
So far to and keep me posted. Let me know every time you get stuck, such that we can do it together. There is this person who was working on Herbert's work and he has succeeded. He has put the total and he has even gone ahead to put the average. Now, don't struggle with the formula for position. I decovered. Let me freeze this such that okay, it's only Herbert. Herbert has finished, yes. And then
Sir,
even a person who
excuse me,
after
sir.
what?
After putting in the formula for like I'm dealing with average. So where do I get the equals sign?
Which person is that?
Jesse Mwanguzi.
Which person are you using in these names?
I'm dealing with the Katongole.
Katongole, the first one.
Yeah.
You got the total correctly.
I'm dealing with the average, but I'm using the cells.
Did you get the total?
Subjects.
Is this you who got the total or they did it for you?
No, it wasn't me.
Then someone is there. It's not your work. Just go to people have finished the work. Okay, I've finished names. Yeah? Okay, so what do I do here? But someone has already done it for you. And what was your question? Maybe I can.
So
the question was,
I've done the formula, but to enter the equal signs.
But did you put equal signs?
Yeah, I put the equal signs.
Yes, you press enter. So that enter on the keyboard. Keyboard on the phone has enter.
That enter does as the equals.
Yes, it does enter like on a laptop.
Okay.
But let me create new names here such that you go real down and try out. I'm repeating the same names here because now people who have tried out, thank you, you've done so well, but don't again do. I'm now just putting for these people who have not put. Don't again follow and start feeding. I'm just repeating for them such that they can also feel. The ones I'm putting down here is theirs. Don't go there again and also try. So I've put for you those who have just come or you found when your friends have already done. Your work is there. Pick a person and put for us the total. I've repeated those names for you. Those who didn't have, if your friends had finished. Then after, if you've finished, you come back to class. I demonstrate the last thing and we go. No one has done the average for Nadunga Fiona. No one has done that. Whoever can get there very fast, kindly do the average for Nadunga. Yes, this is Nadunga Fiona. Kindly go there and do it. We don't have anyone doing that. And don't repeat where your friends have done. Fiona is here. Someone is already there doing it. Good. For position, don't mind about it. Let me even delete it such that we don't get stuck there. Our time is getting over. Okay, the time is getting over. I want us to get back to class. What do I do? Let's get back to class. I'm going to demonstrate using Excel, using WPS, and we get done with this. I want to give you WPS such that you go and do your work on your phones. Then you submit for marking. I want to demonstrate how you work with WPS until when you send the work to WhatsApp. So let's get out of here. Let me see if I can close everyone from typing. How do I do that? Okay, I've succeeded on removing you from the other side. Let's get back here. Let's get back to class. I pray that I have succeeded. I thought I'd stopped all of you from being this side. Okay. If it's not working, just voluntarily get back to class. I see many people are still there. Get back to class. We talk about this very fast and we go. I'm going to do number 2 on my phone, and I'm going to share it on WhatsApp just for you to see how they do it. Then I'm going to leave an exercise. You do the same and post it on WhatsApp. In the next lesson, we are going to work with formulas. With functions, sum, average, rank, if statement, and so many other things that are so good. Then in the next lesson, we shall look at how to work with charts, inserting pie charts and so on. Kindly go out of where we were, come back this side. I've failed to remove all of you. So I'm going to share my screen of the phone, and we're going to do number 2. For those who have, for those who can take a screenshot of number 2. It's here. Take a screenshot such that when I turn it off, you help me to read those values. The names of students: English, Math, SST, Science, Total, Average, and the position. There is Kato, there is May, Akero, Kapele. So we are going to put this work and they want us to save it as exam. How do you screenshot on the laptop? Screenshotting on a laptop, you look for something called the sniping tool. Go to Start and write in sniping tool. Go to Start and write in. Now, this is a skill for all of us. How do you take a screenshot on a laptop? Go to Start and write in sniping tool. Sniping. Every laptop has sniping tool. My laptop has been online and it's becoming funny here. It's not responding. This is how sniping tool looks like. Click on it. I've clicked on the wrong one. Sorry. Sniping tool. Write in sniping tool. Pick this sniping tool. I can't see the one I want. Okay, when you open sniping tool, it will look like this. Me, I'd already saved it here. I want to show you how it works.
Excuse me, teacher. Yeah, there's a shortcut for the screenshot on the laptop.
Hey, maybe you'll give us that shortcut.
Teacher, it's you press the Windows logo and hold. Then you press the Shift key and also hold. Then you press letter S.
Letter S. Whoever wanted it, try that and see. Try that and see as I open sniping tool here. Or you write it in the chat. Write that shortcut in the chat and the people can use it. It is Windows, press and hold. Is it Shift or Control?
It's Shift.
Okay. I said the sniping tool. When you open the sniping tool, it will look like this tool you're seeing here. Then you click on New. So you take the area you want. For example, I want to take a screenshot around here. And when I take a screenshot, it will look like that. I don't know if you've seen that photo I've taken. That is the sniping tool. It is very powerful. I have taken only that part. If I don't want that part, I want the whole of it. I come to New here and take the whole screen like this. Up to down here. You see, I have taken that. Then you save it normally. You save it anywhere. But normally when you save it, it goes to pictures. And he has also given us, I'm saving it as Erisa. He has given us a shortcut in the chat. Kindly look for it. So whoever wanted to see how they take a screenshot, that is how they do it. So go ahead and take a screenshot of number 2. I want to open a phone and demonstrate quickly. I'm going to do number 2 using my phone until I send it to WhatsApp. Which one is the screen button? Oh, okay. I'm sharing my screen. And I'm going to use my phone to do question number 2. So open your WPS normally. Open your WPS normally. I'm putting this up here. We have about 3 minutes to go, so I'm going to move very fast. Go open your WPS. I have opened it. Like I said, when you open WPS, don't settle until you see the create button or you see the plus button, not any plus. So for now, I'm not seeing create. It is always down here. It's supposed to be down here, somewhere here. So I'm not seeing it. It means I have opened a certain file that is open. So I'll close this file that is open. I close from here, or I press done. So I will stop. I've stopped it. What am I looking for? A plus. You can now see the plus is just there. It's asking me cloud recognition. I don't know this. I just keep pressing back until I see that create button. Some phones have plus, some phones have create. So click on this create and it will bring for you so many things. Choose Microsoft Excel, which is XLS. And when you click on it, it will open. Remember, I'm doing number 2. So I will open a blank document like that. And this number 2, the blank document was having name. So I click here. I double click such that it allows me to write name. Then the next one has English. The next one has mathematics. Then the next one has SST. Then the last one has total. I'm concentrating on only total for now. Then you put those values. The first one is Kato. The next one is, instead of using your phone for only social media, you can use your phone to do this Excel and do open question banks of practicals, do this work while at home. Don't say, now I don't have a computer. Of course, those who can afford laptops, buy them. But if you don't have a laptop, use your phone. This is 56. For the sake of time, let me just put random values for the sake of time. Such that my interest is, how do you write a formula using a phone? 56, I've used it, 78. And maybe this is, even if this is 96. So how do you, I'm assuming I've finished. So I want to put a formula. I want to put a formula and a total. And just like a laptop, even this one has columns. It has rows, it has columns. So for Kato, I'm going to write is equals, come here and put is equals. Kato, the first mark is in B2, like that, plus C2, plus BC, D2, plus, I did not put science, so it ends on that. Then you put enter. I don't know if you saw the enter. That was very sensitive. I don't know why I moved very fast. There is this enter. Here, the enter is here. This tick here. You just press that and it will enter. Or even on your keyboard, I think even on the keyboard, this button down here works as enter. This button works as enter when you press it. The one that is for going to the new line, it works as enter. And for auto-filling, I have kept trying this. I've never succeeded, but I think you wrong press. I really don't know, but it will allow you to auto-fill. You keep trying. I really don't know how to auto-fill, but I think you long press and it will allow you to auto-fill. I've not tried out that, but when you auto-fill, has anyone succeeded on that, on WPS, how to auto-fill? Yeah, I think you can auto-fill like that. You long press until it brings those many signs you're seeing, many directions. Those many directions are very important. They will auto-fill. I also don't know how I did it, but I think when you long press, when you press for longer time, it will bring those many signs to auto-fill. Someone is already guiding us in the chat. You people try this out when you get time. I'm putting average. Then you say is equals, I'm getting total, which is E2, and I'm going to divide it by 3. Me, I'm using 3 because there are 3 subjects, and it will give me that average. Then for me to autofill, I long press on this field answer, and you release. After long pressing, you release your hand, then drag downward like that. It will give you the remaining values. Now, how do you share this on WhatsApp with me to see? Come here and press done. There is done up there. I have clicked on done. And when you click on done, come to these many buttons. It's called tools. Come there. I think even before you come there, you can even share directly. Share directly, and you share it as a file. This is very, very sensitive. Don't share it like a link. Share it as a file, like that. Then it will ask you to share it on WhatsApp. But now, here it won't come with your name, unfortunately. So how do you make it have your name? Make sure you rename it first. But when you rename it, do you know how to rename, or I assume it is obvious and we share? Can you rename? Can I share? How to rename? Okay, this is how. Okay, this is how you rename. Come to tools and come to save as. We are renaming such that your work comes with your name. Are you saying save as? This is very powerful. No one is going to show you that it hides there. Come to this, save as. It will bring where you're supposed to type your name. So remove that and put your name as Masava Erisa, the way the question wanted you to save. But for now, let's save all our work as Masava Erisa. I mean, as your name, Senior 6, like that. Then don't forget to remove your work from the cloud path. Are you seeing the path up here? Don't forget to remove it from the cloud, because when you put it in the cloud, it means you can only access it when you have the internet. Remove it from the cloud and save it offline on your phone. So you click here and it will ask you, do you want to put on your Google Drive or you want to put it on the cloud again? Don't allow that. Just tell it, I want to save it in a folder location down here. And that is the last thing you can do. Click there, tell it I'm saving it on my phone or in my documents or anywhere. So I'm putting it on my phone. Then you save it as Masava Erisa, which is your name. Then you press save. It would have renamed your work as Masava Erisa or to whichever name you have. Then come here to share, remove the link. Some of you may send it as a link, remove that. Send it as a file, then tell it I'm sharing it on WhatsApp. There are so many. If you want to share it with Bluetooth, but I'm very far, we can't share it with Bluetooth. If you want to share it in a drive or on the cloud or as an email, but here, share it with WhatsApp. So depending on how many WhatsApps you have, me, I'm using the main WhatsApp, which is this. You can use this if you have more than one, depending on the one you have, the one that has that group. So I'll put there, and I am going to open my WhatsApp. It has some security. That's why it is bringing the dark screen. Then you request it, you give it time to look for which WhatsApp person are you sharing with. Of course, this is obvious. Me, I'm going to type in 2025. All your groups have 2025. Now, I'm going to type in 2025 to bring all the group names that have 2025 in them. Your group is among them. Yeah, they are here. So I'm sharing it in Senior 6A. I'll just click there. Let me share it in all the WhatsApp groups such that you all see it, depending on. These are the main WhatsApp groups we have for this class. There are 4 streams. Almost all of them are full, but make sure you join at least one of them. So I'll send it there. So it will ask me, this is the work you're sending. Do you have any caption? And I don't have. Or if it is the teacher you're sending to, you can say, please mark it or something. Or please receive my work. Please receive the sample. I'm calling it the sample. Then you'll see very fast this work goes to the WhatsApp group. Then me, I will see it. And when I see it, I'll go through and mark. Let's do as many work as possible. Don't forget to rename your work. Don't fear anything that it is hard. You people now have Chat, GPT, you have whichever AI options. Make use of them before they withdraw the funds out of you when you go back to school. And if I were you, I would have made my notes as I plan to go back to school, math, chemistry, history, make them using AI. It's a bit easier before you go back to school because they're going to withdraw your funds. So some of you, this is the last long holiday you're going to have at home. You remain at school until you do exams for your name. Don't allow to go when there is something you've not covered. Use your phones as much as possible. You can do PowerPoint using this. You can do Excel. You can do Microsoft Word using this phone. Send it to me. I will be very happy to look at it. And then we see what happens. If there is no any question, I want us to end here as I prepare for you the exercise. Those who are not in the WhatsApp groups, send me the message directly or look for a way of entering the WhatsApp group and make use of those teachers. Any person you see on those WhatsApp groups and is having admin rights is a teacher. Could be teaching math, could be teaching geography. Just send them any question you want. If they can't answer it, they will always direct it to the rightful person. I want to hear some questions. And if there is no question, we get a closing prayer. Yeah, the groups are full, but you keep trying. Which group is not full? Keep trying, but at least I'm sure C and the D is not full. Praise, can proceed.
So excuse me, Master. So when we are doing the work, we only need the WPS app, right?
Yes, it's the WPS app you need. The Google Sheet,
How about
the Google Sheet is good. Google Sheet, I wanted to use it for demonstration, but you can also use Google Sheet if it's the one you've liked. Then you download it. Let me show you how to share using Google Sheets. You can also do the same using Google Sheets. The group C is full as well. Sorry. Now what do we do? Try D. Try D. Let me share D here, such that you're not stuck. But now group C is not full. Who made it full? And don't join all groups. It's not even important to be in all groups. Let me see group C. Group C is not full. It's just having 55 members. Then let me see group B. Oh, you all go to group B. Yeah, group B is not full. It has only 300. Let me give you group B. It is only group A that is full, at least for senior 6. For senior 4, we have about 3 groups that I'm giving you groups senior 5, senior 6, group B. Let's join there for those who are not in any group completely. So if you're using by the way, Google Sheets is very, very powerful. It can be so good. If you're on the laptop, this is how you download it. Let me show you how to download it. Then if you're on the phone, I'm also going to show you quickly here. And as you grow, you need these skills of Google Sheets. You really need Google Sheets because we no longer use Microsoft Excel. I'm going to show you how my Google Sheets looks on the phone for you to know what I'm talking about. But before I forget, we are going to practice in our Google Sheet. I had removed rights from you. Let me bring back the rights such that people are free to come back here and do some practice if they wanted. I'd withdrawn all the rights because I wanted people to come here. Okay. Can't allow me to do what I want. But you go to share and download that file. Then after downloading, you then share with me on WhatsApp. Okay. I'm giving people their rates back. Okay, if this is the work that you want to send to me, assuming you've finished all your work and you want now to send it to me, come to, I think here, not there, somewhere on the computer you will see where they put download. It's here. Download it as Microsoft Excel. After you've downloaded, it will take some small time, download it, and it will share. That is on the computer, on a laptop. Now on the phone, if you're using Google Sheets, though it's not available offline, you must be on data all the time. This is what you do. Come to your phone, look for Google Sheets. I'm looking for Sheets. Yeah, it's here. Open it. Open your Google Sheets and look for that particular one. Like I told you, we no longer use Excel. You can see how many files I have in my Google Sheet, many of them. Yeah, so we use that these days. So you come here after finishing, of course, Google Sheets, when you open it, to look like this. After finishing to do your work, there was a senior 6 try work here. After finishing to do your work, come here and I think share and export. Share and export. For you, you come to save it as. Don't know if you're seeing that. Save it as. Then you save it as Excel or as a PDF. Don't save it as a PDF because I want to edit. So save it as Excel, so it will save it as Excel quickly. So you put your name. I don't know why it is blocking me. Export, save as. I wanted Excel. So it will save. It takes some small time. It saves. I think it is failing to save. I didn't like how it saved. Let me try an alternative option. These 3 buttons, click on those 3 buttons and download. Okay, it's here. Click on those 3 buttons and download. It will download very fast. Or, yeah, it has already downloaded. So you will go to your downloads and you open it. You'll find it under downloads and you share. Or you can come to, I think, even save as Excel here. I don't know why save as Excel is failing, but you'll keep trying it. It's supposed to open somewhere where you type in your name. But unfortunately, I had not tried out that, so it's failing. So for now, click on these 3 buttons and come and download it. It will work for you. Something like that. After downloading, you'll go to downloads and you'll find it, then you share it with me on WhatsApp. But the best one is to use WPS for now. We'll be using Google Sheets every time I want you to demonstrate something while I'm seeing during the lesson. So I want to stop it here for now, unless if a person has a different question. Do we have any other question? Praise.
Samantha, how do we get, what is the formula of getting the average?
The formula for getting the average, you get all the marks divided by the total number, which you don't know how to get the average. You divide. That is mathematics. If there are 4 subjects, you divide by 4. You get the total and divide by 4. But in the next lesson, we are going to learn the easier way of doing it using is equals, average, and so on. I didn't want to talk that because we're concentrating on using the formula, not the function. But if you can read ahead, you can go and read ahead about how to do the average the simpler way, and you see if it works. Any other question? Can we get the recording? Yes, the recording will be available. Mr. Kazva is going to share it on our WhatsApp groups. Okay, let all the remaining questions come after the recording. I want to stop the recording before we can interact a little bit. For those who have questions, even outside ICT, we can interact for about 5 minutes. I'll close the meeting after. Can someone pray for us and we end this meeting? Then we'll get back to that session. We'll talk about that later. Let's close the meeting. The recording is going to be too bulky to be downloaded if we continue. Do we have anyone who is giving us a closing prayer? All these pagans. Peterson, you gave us the opening prayer. Yeah, you can close it as well. Proceed.
Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time. We thank you for the love and the peace and the love and the greatness that you've given unto us. God, thanks for the lesson that you have given unto us. Heavenly Father, as we are going to close this lesson, may your mercy still be with us, guide us, and continue helping us. We pray all this believing in the great name of Jesus Christ, we pray.
Amen. Thank you very much. Let's type amen in the chat at least to believe in that. Have a good evening and we meet some other day. It will be, of course, next Saturday, same time, and we'll be talking about using of functions. I'll stop the recording here and we interact a little.